Also, Kenyans, we are here at Kilimo AGROPRO, and I have the CEO who is also the founder. You can briefly tell us your name.
My name is Nicholas Kahiga, currently the CEO of Kilimo AGROPRO Services. I'm also an agricultural expert for many years, and we are located at the Eastern Bypass, Ruiru, 222 address.
Okay. So you can quickly maybe usher me in, and then I'll ask you quick questions about what you do.
Karibu.
In the Kilimo Agro.
Karibu.
Thank you so
sana.
much. This is your team.
So this is where the team works, and you can see it's all about green, because this is mostly what we deal with. And Kilimo works at the intersection of science, sustainability, and also agribusiness. Our focus is to make agribusiness profitable and sustainable.
Do you work on all the value chain across the entire agro-value chain, that is including of small-scale farmers, or you just deal with the large scale?
No, we work across all the segments of agriculture. First of all, most of the agricultural value chains that we deal with, and we do not discriminate from the smallest to the largest, and ours is to get to the last mile. Our mission is to get the last mile, whether a small-scale farmer or a big-scale farmer. At the moment, the smallest we are dealing with today, for example, I would say, is a quarter acre at Muranga for a farmer who is setting up a tree nursery. And then we have a 1,000 acre that we are dealing with down at Kilifi. So we cut across at different value chains, be it horticulture, fruit, fodder. So we cut across most of the value chains.
So do you have crop specific you deal with, or you deal with all crops?
At the current moment, we are dealing with all crops, because within our team we have crop specific experts, and including myself. Apart from being a CEO, I'm also doing my science part of it. I'm a trained agronomist of many years. So we deal with a valid number of crops. And where we don't have expertise in certain crops, we bring in some of our partners to guide us on that.
So let's say I'm a farmer and I have a land. So after I grow my crops, now you've advised me about the science part. So what about market linkages?
One of our other core pillars is market linkage and intelligence. And in this one, what we do is that throughout our working career, we've also been dealing with off-takers. Off-takers can be pack houses, they can be factories, or they can be direct markets. We got some very interesting partnerships, including with Mama Mboga. And in that, we are able to link the farmer and the off-takers. We generally call them off-takers because they take the product out of the farmer. And this has created a way that we are reducing our food waste out there. And it's all about intelligence. It's all about seasonality. It's all about knowing what crop is coming on when, and we advise accordingly. As we speak, we are also now taking that to a notch higher, where some of the big factories are looking into us to give market intelligence in terms of pricing, in terms of trends, and in terms of availability, and also demand and supply.
So Kenya is gaining momentum on matters avocado production and also growth, because I think we are #1 in Africa and also 4th globally. So what do you have for the avocado value chain?
For the avocado value chain, we want to start from seedling, establishment of the orchards, and the general agronomy of the orchard. Actually, 3 of our main clients that we are dealing with today are in avocado. And in this, you will realize that we have to maximize and optimize production of avocado for it to make sense. So with the science part of it is we're developing a package for our growers or for growers to tell them this is what you can achieve if you put this. This is the maximum that you can achieve. At the moment, the biggest farm that you're dealing with for avocado is about 200 acres in Juja. And we also get now to link with the processors and the companies that are exporting fresh avocado. Already we have 3 big companies that are working through Kilimo for us to get the product during season. But again, we have other smaller segment of farmer groups that are also coming to work with us, so that when we aggregate, we are able to give one processor to offtake their product. But we are involved from seedling to the end product.
Thank you. So what is a critical part in agriculture? Because we don't need to depend on rain. So do you advise also on water, engineering, and so forth?
Water is a critical resource in agriculture. And one of the things that happens is that there is this notion that everybody has to have a borehole. And I don't like it, so to say, as an expert. Having gone to some other countries where the governments have taken the responsibility of putting water infrastructure the way they do road infrastructure. You know, you cannot build your own you cannot build your own road. And I would want to see a situation where water resources and water infrastructure is guided like that. So the government and the development partners take the responsibility of doing the water infrastructure, and then farmers are left to do what they know best, which is farming. And in this case, water is very key. We all have to do water harvesting. We are lucky as a country, we have 2 seasons of rain, but we all let our water go to waste. The other thing that we do, which is very wrong, is that we also pollute the available water that we have. If you look at Adi, Galana, Sabaki water basin, which is the Adi River, it's completely polluted. So even if you wanted to use that water to grow crops, there's other hazards and safety elements that come with it. But water is a key element of it. We can no longer keep talking about rain-fed agriculture, and we have to make sure that we harmonize our water resources to work in tandem with our agro production.
So matters food safety. Do you do food tests for maybe a final product like a tomato to test the chemicals inside it?
It is doable. We don't do it, but it's one of the elements. But what we do, we don't want to take the final product to test. What our focus is to make sure that we produce a safe food, a safe item or safe product. It starts by safe use of pesticide, responsible use of pesticide, and all that. Rather than us coming to the end, that is done for the lab and for records. But what happens is, the most important thing is that we make sure that we work with partners on what we call product stewardship. If a farmer is using a certain product to control, say, white flies, the farmer must be having the knowledge to control it. And one of the other problems we're having in Kenya is that crop protection, or sprays that we like calling it, is a scientific activity. A farmer, a small-scale farmer somewhere in Kirinyaga needs assistance in terms of knowledge on how best to use that kind of product. And it ends up becoming twofold. The first thing is safety and the economics of it. A lot of farmers are using products that are not approved, and even when they are approved, they are using them in the wrong way. So there is the economic part of it, which increases the cost of production, and also there is a safety part of it.
I was asking that because in the mining sector, like in Migori, we have water pollution that is inclusive of mercury and cyanide. And you know, kuna wengine wanasema hata they are planting nduma, that is our roots with it, which is basically deadly to our health. So that's why I had asked.
And I agree that I told you when I mentioned about product stewardship, we also are having a very big challenge in terms of pesticide use and disposal of containers and packaging. It's a big challenge. If you go to Kirinyaga, you'll find that there are paperwork and containers that are not properly handled. And that is one of the things that I'm handling in person by talking to the big agrochemical association of Kenya to tell them this is wrong. And it cannot be right because we have gone to Rumuruti, we've seen what farmers are doing, we've gone to Moro and Kuresoi where they are growing a lot of potatoes, and how those paperwork and containers are handled, it becomes a big issue.
Nice one. So what's your call to action now to, what can you tell your future clients and also your ongoing clients? Like the general call to actions and also your target clients, that is.
So as I said to the beginning, Kilimo targets to work at the intersection of science, agribusiness, and sustainability. You have to agree that farming is science and not just science. So that is an intersection of knowing how your soil is behaving will help you to make sound decision on your agribusiness. Because in agribusiness, productivity is key. So if, for example, you are a maize farmer, let me give the example of a maize farmer because maize farming is known to many people. If the productivity in some countries like South Africa and part of Zambia is 40 bags an acre, here in Kenya, our average is 12. What you are saying is that let's bring in science, let's bring in sustainability, let's bring in that entrepreneurial nature of the Kenyan people to increase from the 12 to 40 because it means money into your pocket when you actually do the yield increment. So for our future clients and for the nation in general, what you require is target the yield. In most cases, people try to target the price. Sometimes it doesn't work, but yield is key because it is in the yield where you have the money. It is not in the pricing.
Thank you so much. I think now for the first 10 minutes, I will be a farmer.
Okay. You're most welcome. Yeah. And also, we are also trying to work with youth groups to encourage them to tell them that farming is profitable and can be profitable.
So how can we reach out to you, maybe apart from now the physical office? Like a phone number, the website.
We have our website. That's our phone number, 0710 600 580, sorry. And then Kilimo info at kilimoagropro.co.ke.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Asante.